What's up YouTube? This is Isaac coming at you today with a kind of quick hitting video. It's kind of early in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to work and I had an idea for this and I think it's important, so I want to share it with you. And my video today is all about slap techniques for the diatonic harmonica, although you could use this with other types of harmonica too. Typically the debate is between lip blocking or lip pursing and tongue blocking, and which one produces a better tone, etc. And one of the items that always comes up in that debate is slap techniques. And the slap is used heavily in blues playing, but it's also useful in a lot of other kinds of playing like folk and reggae and that kind of stuff. One of the arguments is that the tongue slap is a unique sound, and if you want that sound, you got to do it a specific way. Now, I don't necessarily argue with that, but what I'd like to do is add something to the debate, and I like to talk about slaps in general, in fact, and the fact that there's actually several different kinds of slaps, and some of them are more easily achieved with a tongue blocking embouchure, and others are more easily achieved with a lip blocking embouchure. So before I demonstrate, or before I talk about it, I want to demonstrate really quickly some of the kinds of slaps that you might be hearing. This is the typical blues tongue block slap. That's a low D harp, and I'm focusing on the 3 draw, and the slap is off to the left. The sort of lip pursed or lip blocked slap is going to sound a little different. I'll also focus on that 3 draw. And finally, there's another kind of tongue slap that you don't hear a lot, and it sounds something like this. This is going to be difficult for me, but I'm going to try my best. Okay, so that was a little messy. I'm still working on that. So what am I doing differently? What's the difference between all of those? So the thing that's the same is that the focus note is the same. In this case, it's the 3 draw on this low D harmonica. What's different are the other notes that you're hearing when I'm doing the slap. So let's go back really quickly to chord theory. You got to have at least 3 notes to make a chord. In this case, it's a major triad, or in the last case, it's probably a 7th chord, but we're not going to go there. Let's just say there's 3 notes, and you can arrange them so that the one on the left is the root. This is, say, the 3rd, and this is the 5th. Now, these two may change depending on what type of chord. We're not going to go there. That's something you need to do on your own. But the point is that there is typically an arrangement, at least especially on the harmonica, where you go from lowest to highest from left to right. As you go up the holes, the notes get higher. Now, on a keyboard, you can sort of rearrange the notes to play inversions. You can't easily do that on a harmonica. But what you can do is, when you're doing a slap, focus on one of these notes in the arrangement as a single note, and then use the other 2 to give that sort of chordal accompaniment. And they give totally different effects. So if I'm focusing on the same note, in this case the 3 draw, what I'm doing, the first type of slap, the typical blues style tongue block slap, is got my tongue on the harp covering the bottom 2 holes, and I lift it up and put it back down. So in that case, the focus note is the highest note in that triad, and the accompaniment is the 2 lower bass notes. Okay, so that's one kind of tone you can get. Now, if I'm doing the lip blocking, what I'm doing is wrapping my lower lip around that 3 draw and blocking off the holes on either side. So now the 3 draw is the focus note in the middle of the triad that I'm playing. And I'm getting the slap by sort of lifting or pulling my lip down and letting those 2 extra notes sound. And the final one, which is still difficult for me, is back with my tongue on the harp, but this time covering the right 2 holes, the 2 holes above the focus note, and lifting them up so that the focus note is the sort of bass note, the lowest note in the triad, and the chord tones are above it. And that's something that's still a little bit crossed in my brain. I've just sort of started working on that a few weeks back. But the point is that different styles of music may call for different kinds of slaps. Now, classic blues sound may call for the tongue slap. A sort of more modern indie rock kind of thing, it might be really cool to have it in the middle. But something like reggae, where if you listen to reggae keyboards, a lot of time they play the bass note first and then give you the chords sort of on the offbeat. This is why I started cultivating this last technique. Still working on that, but that might be something that you want for that kind of music. The point is I want to expand the debate, not which one is better, which one's best, but what's more appropriate for the kind of music that you're playing right now. That's all I got on slaps. Hopefully you found this useful, and as always, you can hit me up via the comments if you have any question. Catch you on the flip side.